Charbonneau, and welcome to another episode of Ask the Experts. I'm with XPS Solutions here on the trade show floor at SSA Las Vegas 2024. We're really enjoying our time here and getting to meet all of the different vendors. I'm meeting here with Gabe. Gabe is joining us from a marketing agency, and I hear he wrote the book on filling storage units. So I am very excited to hear this. Gabe, welcome.
Very cool. Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, sir. Tell me a little bit about your agency. How long have you been in business? Self-storage? Tell me all the things.
Yeah, for sure. We are Marketing.Storage.
Marketing.Storage.
That's also our domain. Easy to remember.
Yep.
You pull it up and we're there and you can find us. We've been doing self-storage marketing for over 12 years.
Okay.
You know, I started actually in the space at Xperts Storage, and they only had 180 locations.
So you are responsible for the growth at Xperts?
I was on the great team that did it. And I contributed a significant amount.
That's correct. That is correct. So you've owned your own company now for 12 years, or you did that with Xperts for 12 years?
That was part of the Xperts piece.
Gotcha.
You know, having my own company for about 8 years.
Okay.
We were a marketing agency that did both non-storage and storage, and then after 5-6 years we sold that to create an agency, Marketing.Storage, that today focuses on nothing but filling up units for the self-storage industry.
Fantastic. Number one rule, go.
Transparency, ROI, every time.
Okay, and how do you get that? How do you get to ROI every time?
We are masters of tracking and analytics. It's really important for us to be able to show you got a click, what did it result into, both organically, PPC, all those different pieces. I have to show you an ROI at the end of the day. And we measure that very, very well, both from the rental front, reservations, walk-ins, sales calls, etc. We measure, track it all to be able to show at the end of the day, every dollar you spend with us, how many dollars you're getting back based off of both the lifetime value of the customer and earned revenue.
Are you tracking that all the way through to the actual end date for that customer, or are you...
Depending on the platform that they're on. You know, because there are constraints depending on website platform and property management system. Yes.
Okay. Are you actually integrated in with some of their systems?
Yeah, we work really closely with a group called Cubby. Which I'm sure you're familiar with.
I'm familiar, yes.
Where we're allowed to get those levels of access, we do awesome, amazing stuff. Where we're not, which is, you know, honestly, the majority of platforms, they can't get that level of granularity. We still are able to track all the way to like deep attribution, even at a level of like pixel-based accuracy, like on a rental. And so 92% levels of attribution versus, I can't necessarily say, I got you Billy and he has a 5x5 because we're not integrated into the PMS unless they're going to let us.
Got you.
But that's always been a big focus for us. And our call tracking solution is to be able to say, do you get sales calls, missed calls, service calls? How do we break those down? What's your sales call to rental rate? And then we show you the value in those pieces.
Fantastic. So I'm going to ask you a question.
Please.
This is, well, to me it's subjective because I don't have a way to measure this. But what you just said makes me think maybe you do. When you think about the average length of stay in our industry, give me a number. Actually, can I say a number at the same time? Okay, on the count of 3. 12.
16.
Really, 16? Yes. Okay. I'm really happy to hear that.
Yes.
I love it. Okay.
Yeah.
So you are actually pulling that from analytics, and you're saying that from a position of not you think.
And we have tons of operators, so it's usually between 16 to 18 months.
I love it. And this is just for your standard everyday move-in, not necessarily like your heavy construction and all this stuff.
On average, you know, people getting 5x5s, 10x10s, etc.
For 16 months.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm going to go change. By the way, all XPS clients, you'll have a change on your dashboard to 12 months to up to 16 months coming very soon. So just know that when my rental value is reported to you, it may start looking a little better. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
My friend, I have expert opinion on that. I love it.
Thank you.
Okay, so tell me, they're doing analytics assumes that they have already got a website, that you Google My Business all up, that you have multiple telephone numbers in different areas or different markets or different reasons and all the things. Do you manage that for them, or do you just provide that for them and they manage it themselves?
We want to do everything on the digital marketing side of things. So usually we're coming into an existing website. We can make all the updates and changes, things that need to happen on most website platforms. And if you're on a platform like Cubby, we actually built and integrate some of those websites ourselves.
Okay.
But in regards to all the tracking analytics, we go in and we implement it all, regardless of who we're working with. We
Okay.
work with all the different partners and operators. You don't be in this industry for more than 12 years and not know kind of all the players.
All of them, that's
and have
right.
the experience and how
Well,
they work and the strengths.
And that's what I was going to ask. Do you require that they use the same software set
Not
or
at
the
all.
same? Okay, fantastic.
Yeah, no matter what you use, we can provide awesome value.
I love
Because we
it.
go in and we do the Google Analytics, Google Tag Manager, Search Console, just set up your GBPs, Google Business Profiles, all those different pieces for you, so you don't have to worry about that. We handle that. And we do that as part of just our service because we have to have hardcore analytics so we can show you how awesome we are.
All right. Well, and I want to see how awesome you are, so that's
Yes.
fantastic. Okay, walk me through the first 90 days after
Yeah.
you take over analytics on a site, and you do, I am assuming you do a lot of tweaks or whatever you're
Yeah.
going to do. Walk me through the first 90 days. What can I expect at day 1 versus day 90 that shows me you've been there?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the attribution and tracking piece happens during the setup phase. It's really there's the first initial 2 weeks, usually shorter, where we go in and say, do you even have these platforms built out, Google Analytics or not? If you don't, we'll set them all for you. We give them to you. It's your data. You should own those pieces.
Okay.
You should have access to that stuff. And we make sure that all things, both on the organic side, local, and website, as well as paid search, we're tracking and measuring all those pieces.
Okay.
We implement the dynamic phone number swapping when traffic comes from a paid search channel.
Right.
So we can actually listen to every single call
Love it.
and make sure that these are sales calls versus service, etc. And so now that all the analytics and tracking is set up, now we have the information and data to be able to plug that into our Google Ads campaigns, our SEO reports, all those different pieces. Out the gate, SEO-wise, we're going to do big audits and competitive analysis to say, what should you be ranking for, what are you ranking for today, and what needs to happen for this specific facility to enable that. And it is a per facility analysis because you can have a 20% occupancy that has a whole certain life
Right.
versus a run rate 93%
5
that's
miles
like
down
pretty
the road is
smooth.
just
Let's do some
completely
RevMan and solve this.
Right.
Right. And so there's a lot that goes into that. But within the first month, paid search is driving awesome results. Like
Okay.
out the gate,
Great.
we get you a 3-year return on ad spend. That's what we have to do. And then we optimize and just get
And
better.
you're
5,
awesome,
6,
so you do
7.
it.
Exactly. On the
I'm
organic
learning.
side of things, it does take a little bit more time, but there are quick wins to be had. Like we
Okay.
jump in there, you're going to see good results within 30 to 60 days on the local SEO, more maps activity, more volume, those kind of things. So there's more ranking position.
Okay.
And on the organic side of things, we are showing you, there are some quick wins to be had. You're on the second page, we're going to get you to the first and then quickly move you up those different pieces. Some of the harder, kind of more broad terms, we call them head terms, like storage, can take some time, but you'll quickly see we're non-existent, now we're on the 8th page, 6th page, 4th
Okay.
page. So when somebody says, it takes at least 6 months to see anything, I don't agree.
Okay.
Within 30 to 60 days, you have to be able to show movement and a direction that everyone wants to see, and that's the proof.
Okay, I love that. So let me ask you this. When you sign up with a new client, is there like a 12-month agreement, or what's the length of time that you think that's going to take that you're going to be under
Yeah.
contract where you're monitoring that?
Most of our agreements are 12-month agreements.
Okay.
Sometimes if somebody's really nervous, it's like, you know what, we'll do a 6-month out. Because our whole thing is we want to be able to show you the value, show an ROI. We do think that you should, at the very least, give it a good, solid try of 4 to 6 months for the SEO pieces to really shine and show. But I'm telling you, within 30 days, you're seeing PPC success.
And with your 12-month contracts, do you find that your clients are just going year over year
Oh,
over
for
year?
sure.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
How many do you currently own? Or not own, sorry. but
I don't have any current facilities.
sorry. How many are you currently servicing?
Yeah, we work with over 300 different facilities.
Okay.
I mean, in my career, I've worked with over 3,000.
I love it.
Doing all these different pieces. And even though Marketing.Storage has only been around for a couple of years, my agency prior to that also did self-storage pieces, and we've had certain operators that we've been working with for 8 years. And so it kind of carried from that organization that did both non and storage to just storage. They've carried through. And so,
Love it.
I mean, I'm even trying to think of what my lifetime value is for my operators that I work with because we've had them for years.
Right. It's hard to calculate. It's
Yeah.
just big.
Yeah.
Really big.
Really big, really
It's
successful.
a really wonderful number.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining me. 30 seconds, shameless plug for yourself or anybody in this industry, and go.
Thank you. Marketing.Storage is the go-to solution for filling up units. We do it with full transparency, visibility. We're a partner. Don't call us a vendor. It literally hurts our feelings. People don't like vendors. We are a partner. We work with you. If you have a problem, we feel that problem and we solve the problem. And our thing is analytics, attribution, ROI. You're going to have the success you need.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for
Thank you
joining.
very much.